Hope you're doing well today. I'm just taking time out of a mastermind that I'm in for 2 days actually to ask you a question. What's holding you back? Oftentimes, when we get into our midlife situation, we find ourselves really stuck and we're not really sure what to do next. So, I'm going to inspire you. I'm going to ask you a few questions. I'm going to provoke you a little bit, maybe poke the bear, as they say. If you like this, then please indicate so. You can comment. Obviously, you can share. You can also subscribe. Sharing the love is a good thing to grow this community and get us thinking more about, who are we becoming? When we're moving forward, oftentimes we get in our own way in terms of this moving forward, in terms of making progress. And I'm going to invite you to maybe make a commitment to go deeper, to think about how can you move forward in your life in a way that maybe you don't even realize you have the potential to do. This is the problem. We forget to dream. We get into this routine and this mode that we're living. Let's call that the comfort zone. And the comfort zone actually becomes the zone of stagnation. It becomes the zone of a life that's really not all that fulfilling. And we often will tap into this in midlife. With this thing sometimes called a midlife crisis. We don't need to use that label though. We just feel ourselves kind of feeling like, what's this all about? My job is certainly not lighting me up. Things in my life, my finances aren't where I want them to be. Maybe your family situation isn't the best it could be. Your primary relationship might be sucking a little bit. All of that stuff. You're not getting as much joy out of your life. So why? Why is this happening? Well, because the comfort zone is a zone of stagnation. As I said, we get into this mode and life just starts passing us by. I don't want that for you. I certainly don't want that for myself. I lived that golden handcuffs, being in a job for a long time that probably I should have left prior to when I did. I had the pension on the horizon, all of that stuff. And decided I consciously chose to stick with it, right? And maybe you will do that as well. But I also want you to be dreaming about what is the next step in your life. If you want to get out of a job that you're not happy in, then you need to start taking action. I would love for you to ask yourself, who do I want to become in this lifetime? You don't need to only ask that question in your 20s when you're trying to figure out career and that sort of thing, job, process. You should be asking yourself that question now. Who do I want to become? I invite you to dream big. I invite you to take some time to contemplate this question and to be really grandiose in your dreaming. Because why the F not, right? If we're not having big aspirations in our life, if we're just settling in the comfort zone of stagnation, what the F? Like, why are we not living? Why do so many of us choose to be so small? Why are we not acting on any of these impulses or dreams we may have? Why is it that we dismiss them when they pop into our head? When ideas pop into our head, that's the soul giving us a message, right? And what happens? That lower mind, that ego-y stuff just dismisses them. That's a stupid thought. Why are you even having that thought? When in fact, that thought may be the very, very thing that's your opportunity to change your life for the good. What steps could you take today to start affecting some change in your life? Before that, though, maybe take some time to sit down and map out who is your ideal future self. What is that ideal future self going to look like? What kind of work do you want to be doing? What sort of leadership do you want to be stepping into? How are you going to serve in the next stage in your life? How are you going to give back some of the beautiful things that you've gained and attributed through your work and through your experiences? And this could be definitely on more of a volunteer angle, but I'm all about keeping the income flowing, like keep the prosperity going. And you can because you have so much to offer. You're just not seeing it yet. So my goal for you is to get you inspired, to get you dreaming big. So take some time, write down, what do I want to be doing in the next 2, 5, 10 years? What is that going to look like? Because if you stay stuck in this zone of comfort, in this zone of stagnation, you are simply languishing. You're imposing a prison sentence on yourself that you're not allowing yourself to come into your fullness. Stop the insanity, please. So take some time, write down, who am I becoming? What do I want that to look like? Dream big. Then write out, what are the next steps going to look like? What are, 7 things that I can start doing to move forward? And guess what? You don't need to like throw the baby out with the bathwater. You're in the situation you're in now. That's fine. Even if you hate it or if you're just stuck in that languishing land, that's okay. But if you want to move to that bigger, brighter version of yourself, it doesn't have to happen tomorrow, but it does require a plan. So write out the 7 things that you can do to get there. And you'll be building on this over the time as you move forward. But starting tomorrow, well, why not start today? Starting today, make the list. And then in that list, decide, what am I going to do? What are the steps that I'm going to take? How am I going to move myself forward? I deserve to be living my fullest potential. I don't want to stay stuck in this languishing place of middle life, right? What do you want to leave behind? So legacy can be an inspiring thing. Maybe you want to set something up for your kids, for your family. Maybe it is about, financial abundance and having all of that. Maybe it is about how can you show up for humanity. Whatever it looks like, I implore you to take some time now and do that work. For me, I knew over the years, even when I had that career that wasn't fulfilling me anymore, it was initially, frankly, it was a great career to get into. But I realized probably 10 years in, it's like, but you know what? I ended up staying that next 15 years. But I wasn't just in that, I was also building this other life, deepening my yoga journey, doing all of this beautiful healing and energy work, learning how to work with clients in a way to bring them forward. So students and clients and that sort of thing. So you can do this. You can actually start to have that secondary element building as you're continuing the job that you're in now, like I did, but you have to have a plan. What's your exit strategy? How the heck are you going to get out of there so that this new, better version of yourself can thrive and grow? Because not only do you deserve this, but humanity deserves your gifts. We're all put on this planet for a reason. And sometimes we don't dig deep enough to figure out what is my purpose. That's one of the areas that I have expertise in as a coach, and I can really help you with that if that's something you're interested in. Because oftentimes we're our own worst enemies, as I said earlier, around some of this stuff. We don't allow ourselves to really probe and to ask the deeper questions and to move ourselves forward. You can read all the self-help books, you can read all about what the gurus are saying, but information isn't transformation. Information isn't even knowledge unless it's applied, right? So get over that stuff, stop the insanity, as I said earlier, and start to apply these principles. So who are you going to become? Write that out. Dream big. Make that a journaling activity. Take some quiet time. Go for a walk in nature. Let nature kind of get you out of the patterns that your mind tends to be in, and be expansive. Feel huge about who you can become. And once you have a vision of that, it might be a very specific thing or a more generalized thing in a new direction. That's okay. That's a starting point. But you continue to hone that in, and then you're going to make this list of the 7 steps you're going to start to take tomorrow to work towards that. That's going to maybe require some skills up leveling. Maybe that's going to require some mindset shift work. And you can't mindset shift on your own. That's again where someone like a therapist, a coach, a good buddy can come in handy, because again, we can't see our blind spots, right? We're really bad that way. I want your best life for you. I'm building my best life. I've got to go back into my mastermind now. I was feeling super inspired. So I hope that this lands somehow for you. I hope that there's some energy of inspiration here for you. Do take action because you so friggin' deserve it. If you like this, then like it, comment, share, subscribe. I'll talk to you soon.